how to brainwash yourself into getting in the best shape of your entire life in less than 20 minutes. If you are a human being, you will psychologically not do something consistently if you consistently think that it is hard. So what you have to do is brainwash yourself into actually thinking that it's easy, or at least building a love to it. But that takes some mental fortitude, and it does take a little bit of information and knowledge. But lucky for you, I'm going to give it to you guys all right here for free. If you know nothing about me, this is what I do. No long intro. Let's get straight into it. Right here I wrote out a little weekly map for how I used to feel when I first started to get in shape. I was way overweight. I was about 70 pounds overweight. So before I could even start building muscle, I had to burn off all of that fat. I was way behind the 8 ball. I always remember waking up Monday, I would be motivated. Tuesday, motivated. Wednesday, tired. Thursday, back to square one. Because I would always break my momentum from the beginning of the week on Wednesday. Sometimes that momentum and the motivation might last till Thursday, but I can never string it for that full week, or I can never actually build that mental reasoning for what I'm doing is working. Because you have to understand that when you are getting in shape, nothing is going to be working. You're not going to get any results within the first couple of weeks. So how are you going to trick yourself, or how are you going to deeply understand or believe in yourself more when you don't see the results right away? I get it, because it's hard. But that's exactly what I figured out here. But this is how most people try to get in shape right here. They pay attention and they look at how they feel. See, human beings have to pay attention to how they feel. If they feel scared, they may have been in danger back in the biological times. If they felt happy, something good was happening, and then they could pursue that. We care how we feel. But you need to base your feelings not off of the outputs, but based off of the inputs. And I always remember waking up feeling like a feeling of dread. Damn, I really got all this work in front of me. And on top of that, I can't even eat food that I really enjoy because I got to lose this weight, or I have to go spend 2 hours in the gym today. I have so much other things to do. I have this, I got homework, I've got work, I've got this and that. These are all the things that I've went through, and I completely understand. It's like a feeling of dread. You're behind the 8 ball. You have so much more work to do than the average person, yet you're not even going to look like the average person for a long time because you have all this work to do. Now, how could I best describe this emotion? To describe it, I don't need a paragraph. I don't even need a sentence. I just need one word: frustration. It's frustrating. You say, Tanner, I get it, man. Frustrated, I feel the pain, but what do I do about it? What are you going to teach me in this 20 minutes? Aha. First of all, I'm going to tell you why you're frustrated and how to get that boom out the window on day one. Frustration always comes from too many decisions. It really comes from lack of clarity, but lack of clarity is just too many decisions on the chessboard in front of you. Very simple. When you have too many decisions, when there are too many things you have to think about, when you have to think about what you're going to eat, when you have to think about how long it's going to take, and what, is this even working? How do I feel? When you think about all these things and you have these decisions running through your head, you're just trying to achieve one goal. You're not trying to achieve 10 goals. You have all of these thoughts trying to bring you to one goal. So a good visual representation of this is you are up here and your goal is down here, right? And you have this or that. You can go here or here. But then you have another decision. You go here or here. And you have over here, you have 3 decisions that you can make here. Or if you make this decision, then that makes you have 2 more decisions. So for example, do I go to the gym today or not? Yes. If I go to the gym, what do I hit? Oh. Or do I not go to the gym? Do I go to the gym tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday? If I go to the gym Thursday, what do I wear on Thursday? It's going to be raining. When you have so many decisions, you start to go wide. And this whiteboard is only so wide. But you would eventually end up way over there or way this way off camera where all my books and stuff are. And you would never end up down here at the goal. But instead, if you have less decisions to make, you might ask yourself, you already know you're going to the gym. You don't have to make that decision. So you're down here already. Boom, you're going to the gym. What do I hit? I'll hit abs today. But then you hit abs or arms. Boom. So you hit abs today. But you already know you got to hit arms tomorrow, so you just go back down here. Boom. Well, what do I eat? I might eat a salad today, or I might eat a steak. They're both healthy. Boom. I ate the steak today, so I got the salad left for tomorrow. I'm down here. If you make less decisions, you get down to the goal way faster. And there's more clarity because you build momentum. It's literally gravity. Think about it from a scientific perspective. It's gravity. You are going down towards your goal. Your goal is pulling you down. But when you fight against it with all these decisions, you're fighting against what's natural. You're fighting against the gravity. Your brain naturally wants you to get to your goal. I know each and every one of you guys watching this video wants to get in great shape. You want to do it, right? And your body will lead you there. You just gotta take all of the BS, all of these crazy decisions out of the question. And when I first started, my biggest thing, and this could have saved me years if I had the right guidance, but I was somebody who went online, I would check that. I never went to a gym, I was worried about it, didn't know what to wear. My biggest problem is that I had so many decisions to make in my mind. Only when I started making progress, when I went from 60 pounds overweight to the exact BMI index weight that I thought was right at the time, before I started building muscle, of course, but I became a pro at losing weight only when I understood it was very simple. I understood I kept the calories under what I was burning for the day, and I picked out the foods I liked that were going to bring me there. I made 2 decisions every day. Do I eat this or do I eat that? That's it. And I lost weight because I made it simple and I trusted the process. But that trust only comes when you have the information to believe yourself. And hopefully you guys are starting to understand and build more trust in yourself because you're getting the information now to where next time you try to lose weight, next time you try to get into the gym, you can think back to this and say, or you can think back to your notes you should be taking right now and say, this is exactly what Tanner said was going to happen. I'm going to stay on the right path. Imagine if a millionaire gave you a blueprint to make $1 million. And he told you for 2 months you're not going to make any money, but you have to do these things first. And he's done it 5 times before. He's built $5 million businesses. Are you really going to be 1 month in and say, no, this ain't working and give up? No, you're not, because you understand. You have been given and gifted the knowledge. He could have charged you $500,000 for that if he could have made you $1 million. And I could charge you for this, but I'm not. I'm making it free. If you want to work with me, you know where to do that. But guess what? You don't even need to, because I give this shit out for free. Because I love you guys and I focus on my impact. Really. But the video's not over. Not even close. You also need to understand, why am I making so many decisions and how can I fix that? Just understanding you're making too many isn't every piece of the puzzle. It's only one. Now, I wrote this word, perfection, you guys can tell, on the whiteboard. Now, what does this word mean to you guys? Take a second to think about that. Pause the video if you have to. The word perfection to me means a lot of things. But one thing it does not relate to is getting in shape. Perfection means absolutely nothing when it comes to getting in shape because nobody has ever been perfect. Pro bodybuilders who can manipulate their weight, their exact amount of muscle to the 10th of a pound, right? Who can physically do that, they're not perfect. They mess up. They have cheat days. You understand? It's never about being perfect. The progress does not come from the perfection. The progress comes from one thing and one thing only, and that is repeatability. Long word. I choose the longest words to write on here. Repeatability. Why? Because if Monday, let's take Monday for example. Anybody can have a great day. Anybody can work towards their goals and do everything right for one day. Anybody in the entire universe. If you don't agree with that, this ain't the right video for you. Monday, great day, check. You don't have to be a genius. You do not have to be some wizard to understand if you had to have one good day, and then you could repeat that on Tuesday, and then you could do that 5 out of the 7 days per week or so. Some weeks maybe 6 or 7. Some days or some weeks maybe 4. But if you can repeat that day in, day out, and have some base level of consistency to go off of, you're telling me you're not going to achieve goals? You're not going to start building some muscle in the gym? You're not going to start brainwashing yourself into thinking, hey, maybe I can do it. Maybe what I'm doing is actually working just a little bit. So if you go to the gym on Monday and then you ate right on Monday and you feel good about yourself when you go to bed, you actually get some sleep at night because you feel good about yourself. On Tuesday, why the hell wouldn't you wake up and do the same thing? It's because the internet and the coaches and the people who want to steal your money try to trick you into saying doing the same thing over and over isn't going to help. You have to try a different workout. You have to eat something different. You got to shock your muscle. You're never going to lose weight eating this and that every day. Newsflash, I eat the same thing every day. I eat eggs every day. I eat meat every day. Pretty much the same things every day. And I like everything that I eat. So this discipline scam BS that you have to learn to hate everything and do it anyways, discipline, man, like, hopefully you guys can, boom, you just put an invisible shield around yourself. You guys understand. Tanner, that's not the way. I get it now. Thank you. 20 minutes, thank you. So the solution for you guys is very simple. I'm not even going to use the whiteboard for this part because you guys understand at this point. The solution is to decide once and execute daily. So when I really started to make progress, when I really changed my life, I made a decision. And I said, what do I need to get to? Where do I need to go? I needed to start going to the gym. And I had tried and failed time and time again. And I remember sitting in class one day. This is back when I was in high school, a million years ago. And I said, wow, if only I had been lifting for the past 6 months, because 6 months was the time that I stopped. I had started for about a month and stopped. If only I never stopped, I'd be 6 months into my fitness journey. I'd be 6 months more jacked. I'd be 6 months with a more handsome build, a more handsome physique, if I just didn't quit. The only thing that had to change, I didn't quit. And I remember sitting there one day, I said, wow, I feel stupid right now, and I will never feel this stupid ever again. And by God, if I didn't start going to the gym, start working out every single day in, day out, 2 days after that, I have a picture from the first day. It's all over my Instagram, it's on some YouTube videos that I worked out. I was skinny, I looked like shit. If I didn't start working out that day, and I haven't looked back since, because I made it simple for myself. And I only understood it was simple through years and years of failure. This video just saved you all that. That's the power of this video. Now you may think, who is this idiot? Why is he out here doing this? Because this is my gift. This is what I can do, is convey my energy to you guys. I remember the exact things I felt, the exact ways I felt, the things I failed on, the things that worked, so I can get you guys into the greatest shape possible and not try to scam you guys and have you guys get scammed by all these coaches, influencers that just want to sell you clothes and programs. So the next 14 days, you guys need to have the same lifts. You guys need to find something you like to eat that's healthy and do it over and over. If you don't know what that is, plenty of videos on it. Check out my channel. And just don't negotiate with yourself. Just do it for 2 weeks. You can't do it for 2 weeks. You definitely can't do it for long enough to actually make any progress. So just do it for 2 weeks. Give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? You lose a couple pounds. Your biceps get a little bit bigger. You start to look like Tanner. You know what I'm saying? All right. Thank you guys for watching. I need you guys to apply this knowledge. Make it useful. Do something good. Good luck to you guys. Get to work. And God bless.